So a couple weeks ago, I got a DM on Instagram, basically with a business, and it was along the lines of, "Hey Ben, I'm from blah blah blah, and I've seen you on YouTube. I'm really bad with social media, but I'm really good at building dropshipping stores. Would you be of interest in a cooperation where you build the TikTok accounts around specific topics, and I create the store?" He went on to say that he'd pay for all the products, pay everything to do with the stores, and customer service, etc. And you, as in myself, do the marketing. And this got me interested. You see, for those that don't know, I've had a history of building pages, and especially on TikTok. And in this scenario, for someone that's great at building websites, a skill that I'm not very good at, combined with the skills that I think I have, being short form content creation and maybe long form, but I'm yet to prove that. So I thought this sounded like a good business model. I replied almost immediately to the offer, but I had a couple concerns. The main one being actually getting hold of the products that he'd already had, and he'd already attempted to start the pages, so it was also getting access to them. So we hopped on a call to talk business. From the call, we came to a conclusion, and that we were going to go ahead with the business plan. So what were the next steps? Well, firstly, because he'd already made the social pages, I then had to get access to them. And I say them because he had 2 pages, with each page targeting a different product. But there was very little content on them, with about 4 followers combined between both pages. So in this deal, we agreed to not only advertise 1, but 2 products, just so we have double the chance of potentially making money. So he then sent me the details for very similar products on Amazon that he already used and ordered himself. And unfortunately, because this person was from another country, I won't say which one just to keep his identity hidden, but this meant it took a little bit longer for the products to arrive than normal. And yes, I did check on Amazon UK for the product. Then a couple of days later, I got the products. Now I had the products to hand, it was then for the fun part. Now previously I've attempted to do dropshipping myself, but I tried to do it on the cheap. I downloaded other viral TikToks without the watermark and just reposted them myself, as I didn't want to spend any money buying the product and making the ads myself. And yes, I've now learned that that is a stupid idea. So inevitably back then, all the posts didn't do well because they already existed on TikTok, so the algorithm didn't push it whatsoever. And like I said earlier, my skills with Shopify aren't the best. It's very basic and it's not my speciality. So going into this challenge, I've already failed once, but if I hadn't failed before, I wouldn't know what I know now. But what was the plan for the TikToks? Well, to be honest, I hadn't actually made this type of content before. You see, with the previous theme pages that I've made, it's the context of the TikTok that sells it. As whatever content I'm reposting as a TikTok, there's already an audience for it. And in this case, it's about a product that potentially no one's even heard of, and so there's probably no audience for it. And so it was my task to create this audience from the ground up by the method of TikTok organic. What I did have worked out was a basic strategy to sell. Step 1, introduce a problem. This could be something simple, for example, highlighting a defect in another product similar to what you're selling. Step 2, show the outcome of the problem. For example, by using product X will result you in wasting time doing X, along the lines of that. Step 3 was to now provide a solution, and that solution should be your product. And typically when doing this, I think what would work best is showing your product in use and how it just made the created problem disappear. And step 4 is just to upsell. Simply at the end of the TikTok, just promote it with a call to action saying, check out our store, etc. So that was my basic plan, and here's how it went. So I got brainstorming for some ideas for TikTok. Something that most people do is try look for viral TikToks already of that product. But for this case, for both of the products, they were both quite unique and not that saturated like most. But I did have some original ideas. But with this, I still thought I'd need some help. And so I spent a bit of time researching around marketing. And if there's one thing I definitely learned, is if you're trying to tell a story to try go viral, exaggerate it. Shout out to Mikey for this. So for example, if you're telling the story about money, make it an unrealistic amount of money. So when the average Joe is swiping on the For You page, it will make them take a second look. And when more and more people start to do that, and that cycle is created, TikTok is likely to push it out more. Or in other words, you've created a hook. So after drafting some ideas, I took the product and started filming some skit-like TikTok. Then instead of just posting the raw clips on TikTok or just doing a brief edit on my phone, I thought I'd make it a bit more professional and spend a bit of time editing it on my laptop beforehand. And this improved the quality of the TikToks massively. For example, I used multiple sounds to really exaggerate the emotions, not only behind the problem in the story, but also exaggerate the relief of the problem being solved by your product. And once I was done with editing, when it came to posting, I didn't really do that much. I made sure to at least use one of the sounds that I'd used in the TikTok, just so it didn't get banned for audio reasons. And in terms of hashtags, I used 1 or 2, but predominantly I mainly used the hashtag that I created, being the store name. And this is something I've done across all my previous other pages, as not only does it allow you to see all your views across all your videos, and yes, the TikTok analytics only goes so far back, you can't see your total views for the whole time of your account, but also more importantly, you can get recognized for your hashtag, which is what's happened to me on this page that I own, where other people have started to use my hashtag, which has resulted in getting free traffic to my page. And as for captions, I didn't want to come across as a bit of a sellout, so to start with, I didn't actually have any call to action, but in some cases I tried to come off as if the product had a personality, or at least there was a personality or a person behind the account, and it wasn't like it was just an emotionless robot trying to sell you something. And after the first one was up, it was just time to repeat the process.
Meanwhile,
so it's been 24 24 hours since I made that first post, and so far I've posted 8 TikToks, only on the one account for one product so far, and the first post got around 1k views, with all the others ranging between 200 and 300. I did change up the strategy a little bit and try hop on some trends, but it didn't really seem to make a difference in terms of views. The problem that we have at the moment is that we don't have enough followers to have a link in our bio, or at least for a personal account anyway, and the only way we're getting people to the store is by referring people to our Instagram account and using the link in the bio there, and because we haven't got a big following as well, as this might limit the store conversions at the moment. But after the first day we have had people on the store, but so far 24 hours in and we're yet to make a sale. Back to the graft. So it's now the 3rd day from starting this challenge, and now the 2nd day of posting. So far for our first page, it's received just over 4k views, which isn't a lot, but for a page that's just started and has a total of 7 followers, it's an okay start in my opinion. I've now started posting on the 2nd page, and so far I've made 4 posts. Again, the first post just got under a k views, as did the second, and the other 2 are just under 300 views. Again, with this page, I hopped on a trend, which this time seemed to work, but overall for this 2nd page, for TikToks that are promoting a product, the like to view ratio is actually really good, with that first post having exactly 844 views at the moment, with 113 likes and 3 saves, which means roughly 1 in 8 people seem to like that post, which is showing positive signs this early on. After today, the store's had more visitors than previous, but we're still without our first sale. I guess I'm gonna have to keep posting.
A few moments later.
Okay, so it's been a couple days. We're getting the views in, but we're not gaining any followers. And I say we're getting views, it's not that great. We've had a combined total of 10k views across both pages, and at the moment none have converted. These pages are still only a couple days old, and I wasn't expecting quick results anyway. Anyway, on with the video. But the situation didn't really improve. The pages were hitting the For You page pretty much instantly every time, getting good interaction on most of the posts, but sometimes not for good reason. So we decided to have another call about the future plans of our business, and from this we came to the solution: push out more content on one page and completely abandon the other, by completely rebranding the existing store from it into a new project. Going into this, I had some doubts that this might have been the outcome anyway, just because I believe the business model of dropshipping is very oversaturated. Although people have proven to make money with this method, and I don't doubt for a second that you can no longer make money from it, it's just that we're at a point where the average person not only knows what it is, but can easily identify a store that's dropshipping. And unless your product is so unique to the point where no one else is selling it, personally I believe there are better business models, and all of this attempting is me trying to find the best business model for me personally, and the model that suits my skills best. For now, we're actually developing a digital product, something that we can sell on the existing store that we're rebranding, and I'm going to continue to keep posting on this current page just to try and develop my marketing skills. For your benefit, I want to be able to share these pages with you, just so you can see where we went wrong and you can hopefully learn from our mistakes. So if I get to the point where I'm done with them, I'll link them down below in this video. Anyway, I guess from this, I'm determined to make it work, so I'm just going to have to try again.